Bhagavatyai and Kurukshetre-Upadishtaayai is what we are going to see. So, first of all, Bhagavati. Bhagavati is obviously the wife of Bhagavan. In Sanskrit, Bharta is husband, Bharya is wife. Not Benganka Bharta. Bharta means Bharam Bibharti Idi Bharta. One who bears the weight of the family. Bhara, you know?
Yeah.
One who bears the weight is called Bharta. And what is the weight he is carrying? Wife. Not wife, but all family duties, family responsibility. In the past, that was the role of the husband. So, she is known as Bharya. Similarly, Bhagavataha Patni Bhagavati. So, when we say Bhagavad-Gita is Bhagavatyai Namah, what does it mean? It is Bhagavan's own wife is Gita. Bhagavan Sri Krishna, who is called Bhagavan? See, the first one, Srimad Bhagavad-Gita-Ayai Namah. There itself I explained. Anyway, I'll give you a brief about this. Who is Bhagavan? Bhaga Yasya Asti Iti Bhagavan. Like you know Balavan. Who is a Balavan? One who has Balam. Dhanavan. One who has Dhanam. Gunavan. One who has Guna. When it comes to feminine, it becomes Gunavati, Balavati, Srimati. Sri Yasya Asti. So, one who has Sri. Sriman, Srimati. With Bhagavan, Bhagavati. Let us understand who is Bhagavan first. One who has Bhaga. Bhaga means 6 qualities. Aishwaryadi Shad Vidabhara Prittaha Paramatma. So here, Aishwaryasya Samagrasya Dhanasya Shriyasriyaha Vairagyasya Mokshasya Shannam Bhaga Idirinam. This is the definition. One who has Aishwarya of all kinds, Samagrasya. Aishwaryasya Samagrasya. Then Dharma, Yashas, Shri, Vairagya, Moksha. These are the 6 points. Aishwarya means Ishvara Bhava. Control over everything or absolute commandership. This is first one. And secondly, he had knowledge of Dharma. What is the right thing to do? Third one is Yashas, fame, celebrity, known to everyone. Then Shri, prosperity, 4th. Then Vairagya, 5th. And then Moksha, 6th. All these 6 qualities, one who has in full measure is called a Bhagavan. Because many people have one among the 6 or 2 among the 6, not all of them. So one who has all these 6 qualities is called Bhagavan. Commandership, then he has the understanding of the right thing to do. He is known to everyone. He has prosperity. He has dispassion. And he has liberation. Meaning he is free. Such a person alone is called Bhagavan. So nowadays, people generally call anybody as Bhagavan and all that thing. Bhagavan must have these qualities. And one who is the consort of him is called Bhagavati. So in Bhishma Parva, again we go into where it is said that Arjuna was about to get into the war, but he looks at the array of the army of Duryodhana, Kaurava army. He gets overwhelmed. He said, how am I going to fight with these people who are very strong? So it is said here in Bhishma Parva, Dhartarashtrapalam drishtva yuddhaya samupastitam Arjunasya hitartaya Krishno vachanam abravit. Similar to what happened in the case of Sri Rama, who was about to fight with Ravan and who was not easily to be killed because every time he cut off one head, again one more head comes. It went on growing like that. So never he was able to get rid of all the heads, all the 10 heads. Now, it is symbolically to teach us that we control one sense organ, other sense organ becomes very active. All the 10 sense organs to overcome is real winning. But it is not possible for us. We may control the tongue, but something else comes more strong. So, eyes, ears, nose, tongue, skin, hands, legs, reproductive organs, speech, and anus. All the 10 have to be controlled. Then only you really have conquered Ravan. Rama is one who conquered all the 10 sense organs, symbolically. So the very name of Rama means Sarvasmin Hridaye Sada Ramati Idi Rama. One who revels in the heart of everyone equally. So one who is able to discover Rama is one who has overcome all the different distractions of the 10 sense organs. So here, in the same way, when Rama was not able to fight or understand how to fight with Ravana, then he turned around, what do I do at this point? At that time, Agastya Rishi came to him and said, chant the glory of Surya. That is called Aditya Hridayam. And that is a beautiful, set of verses when it is said that every one of us every day should chant the Aditya Hridayam so that we get the real power of the sun. Because there is nothing powerful than sun. Is it not? If you look at the around, what is most powerful? What is the one which gives the energy to our food that we eat or anything that is growing in this world or even our own physical body, vitamin D? That's what we lack, even though we are living in California. We don't expose ourselves to sun. So, even though we have, some people ask in the East Coast, Swamiji, in California, you don't have season. They have the, fall season, they have winter. We don't have season. No, who said we don't have season? We see sun all the time. But we don't see the sun. We are indoors most of the time. So, Bhagavan Rama had invoked the power of the Surya, Aditya, and he got that strength and then he fought the war. Similarly, here, Arjuna was overwhelmed by looking at the very great army of Dhritarashtra. Dhritarashtra balam drishtva, seeing that, yuddhaya samupastitam, those who are arrayed there waiting to fight, Arjuna sahitartaya, for the sake of benefit of Arjuna, Krishno vachanam abravit. Krishna had instructed him. What? Suchirbhutva mahabaho sangrama abhimukhe stitaha parajayaya shatrunam Durga stotram udiraya. Invoke Durga. Arjuna. So understand, worship of Durga was much, much before even Krishna's avatar. In fact, that Rukmani came to a Bhagavati temple, from there only he kidnapped her. Krishna is very modern, He didn't go to the temple for worshipping Durga. Like teenagers, he went only to take Rukmani out from there. In fact, in Ramayana also, Sita was seeing Rama in the, she goes to the temple and worships Devi there and praying that Rama becomes my husband. So Durga's puja was much before that. So here also Bhagavan Krishna says, Shuchir Bhutva, being clean, Mahabaho, Sangram Abhibhukhe Stitaha, you the one who is ready to fight, Parajayaya, Parasya Jayaya, for the sake of conquering others, Shatrunam Parajayaya, Durga Stotram Udiraya. Now chant the Durga Stotram. That means Bhagavati has to be invoked. So then there is a huge, it's a lot of verses on the praise of Kali or Durga in Mahabharata, which is very interesting. And I'll say one or two verses only here. Bhadrakali namastubhyam mahakali namostute chandi chande namastubhyam tarini varavarnini. Bhadrakali. See, the word Kali means one who has control over Kala. Kali does not mean dark. It usually translates like that. For the Kala, the time, is also indicator of death. Kala means time. Uska Kala aa gaya. So Kala means time also. Kala means darkness also. Kala is death also. So one who is the goddess of all the three. Bhadrakali namastubhyam mahakali namostute. You are the greatest conqueror of time. Chandi Chande. You are the fierce one in the battle. She had proved herself to be powerful than even Shiva. In fact, one place where she gets, in the worship of Shiva, Kali, you'll find Bhagavan Shiva is at her feet. Because some way you have to stop her. Because she is in the fierce mode. Only way she can be stopped is husband is on her foot. She was about to stamp on him and then, oh my dear husband, stop. That's the only way to stop. Now, what is the minute? Okay. Tarini Varavarnini. Tarini means one who is able to make us cross the samsara. Taranam Karayati. One who is able to make us cross this. Tarini Varavarnini. You are the one who is the very embodiment of all blessings. Why am I worshipping you? First of all, Tvam Brahma Vidya Vidyanam Mahanitra cha Dehinam. Very interesting. You are the Brahma Vidya. See, Vidya is also feminine only. Brahma Vidya Vidyanam. You are the Brahma Vidya of those who know the supreme reality. Very rare are people who actually have Brahma Vidya. Brahmanaha Vidya Brahma Vidya. The knowledge about Brahman. Among those people who are having this knowledge, you are that Vidya. Okay? I think we are in Vidya's house also. But at the same time, you are Mahanidra Dehinam. At the same time, for those who are sleeping, you are the Nidra. See, Mahanidra means what, We are all in Mahanidra. We are in a endless sleep. Even though we are physically awake, our mind is at sleep only. What is Nidra really speaking? Where you are not aware of yourself. That is called sleep, right? Sleep is where you are not aware of yourself. In the same way, presently we are not aware of our real self. That's why we are in Mahanidra. Interesting thing is, if a person really sleeping, you can wake him up. If a person pretending to sleep, how will you wake him up? Right? So we do not want to wake up. Therefore, we are constantly sleeping. Even if the Mahatmas and Gurus come and tell us, wake up. I think you can do your job. You continue to sleep. Because interesting thing is we are enjoying that sleep. So we don't want to get out of it. So Mahanidra Dehinam. You are the one who is putting those people who are ignorant into a constant sleep. Skandamatar Bhagavati Durge Kantara Vasini. You are Skandamatar. You are the mother of Skanda. And at the same time, you are Bhagavati Durge Kantara Vasini. You are living in the deep forest. Meaning what? In our deep recesses of our own personality, she remains. Until we worship her, we will not be able to find her power in us. So, you are Kantara Vasini. Why am I worshipping you? Stutasitvam Mahadevi. You are being worshipped constantly. Vishuddhena Antaratmana. With a pure mind, when you are worshipped, Jayo Bhavatu me Nityam. May I become a winner. Tvat prasadat Ranajire. By your own, blessing alone in this rana, in this war, may I become victorious. So, even though Krishna was there, guiding him, but what did he say? Worship Devi. So, they have no problem with this. No, we only have problems. Vaishnavite, Shaivite, and they can't see it eye to eye. Yeah, I wonder now why it is so. Once I was coming down in Los Angeles airport, I was coming out, and then one white lady wearing sari, she came to me and said, I'm sure she's from, whichever Sampradaya they belong to. Are you a Vaishnavite or a Shaivite? I said, I'm not a white. You only have problems with these things. We have no problem. We accept everybody. So another person came into my doorstep, and that was Jehovah Witness or whatever, knocked at the door, opened it. Are you Hindu? I said, yes. Oh, how many gods you have? Plenty. Okay, very good. So, do you believe in Christ? I said, yes. Do you? Yes. Do you believe you believe that Christ is a messenger of God? Yes. So Christ is the only messenger? No, there are many. He is one of them. He went away immediately because they want us to think that he is the only person. But Hinduism, Sanatana Dharma, I have to emphasize this point. Sanatana Dharma, we accept everything equally. Everybody is included. Buddha is included. Christ is included. Everything. We have no problem with that. Because all messengers of God are equally treated. All are saints only. So here, Krishna was telling Arjuna to worship Devi. That is the interesting point here. So Sanjaya Vacha Tataspartaya Vijnaya Bhaktim Manavavatsala Antarikshagado Vacha Govindasya Agradasthita Govindasya Agradasthita. The Kali or the Bhagavati who appeared in front of Krishna and Arjuna here, Parthaya Vijnaya Bhaktim Manava Sala. So she the one who has invoked by Arjuna with devotion, Antariksha Gate Gato Vacha. She was on the Antariksha. She's not on the ground. She was in the interspace there in front of both of them. And she said, interesting thing. What she says is, because Arjuna had invoked her on the request of, or the command of, or on the instruction of Krishna. And for what? For winning the war. And what does she say? Kalu alpane kalpanevatu kalena shatru jeshyati pandava. Within a short time, you will surely conquer your enemy. Shatru jeshyasi pandava. And Naraha tvam asi. You are the Nara. you are a human. Durdarsha Narayana Sahayavan. And you are supported by Narayana. So, I bless you that you will win, but who is supporting you? Who is next to you to guide you? Narayana is there. So, this is what I call it as integrity. He says, go and worship Durga. Durga says, you have Narayana with you always. So, this is interesting, right? So, we always think that, Mahabharata is only about Krishna. It's not. It is about all the other gods also. So, Ajayastvam Ranerinam Api Vajrabuddha Swayam Ityamevam Uktva Varada Kshanenantaradhiyata. Ajayahatvam. You will definitely become a winner. Rane Arinam Ajayaha. So you will become one who cannot be conquered by anybody, any of your enemies. Ajayahatvam Rane Arinam Api Vajrabrataha Swayam. Even as you are having the Vajra, one who has the weapon of Indra. Because after all, he is Indra's son, really speaking. Yes, you know that the Kunti had the power to invoke various gods, and out of Surya she got Karna, out of Dharma he got Dharmaputra Yudhishthira, out of Vayu he got Bhishma, out of Indra she got Arjuna, and Bhavshwini Kumaras gave birth to Nakula and Sahadev. So you have Vajrabrataha Swayam. You will not be conquered by anybody else. So, iti eva muktva, having said this, she disappeared into the scene, into the space. Now, the worship of Bhagavati, because the word Bhagavatyai Namah, that's why I'm explaining this. Usually we have either, coming, Navaratri is coming right now, right? So we worship Kali and then Saraswati and Lakshmi, etc. You know why she is called Lakshmi? Because she said, everybody likes me. And that's why I'm called. She is the symbol of richness. Everybody likes me. Lakshmi, Saraswati and Durga, all of them are worshipped. But in general, in Devi Bhagavata, it is said she is Shakti. So, in Devi Bhagavat, in the Navamaskanda, it is said the word Sha, and it has been split as Sha and Kti. Sha means Shreyas, prosperity, and Kti means power. So, the one who is giving both the prosperity and the power. That is how the word Shakti is formed, according to Devi Bhagavat. Aishwarya vachana shascha ti parakrama evacha tat swarupa tayo tatri sa shakti parikirtita. He says, Aishwarya vachana sha. Sha means Aishwarya, and then Ktihi parakrama. So together, iteva muktva varada, these two together is tat swarupa tayoho swarupa. Of these two swarupa together is sa shakti parikirtita. That is how the word Shakti has come. And in India, Shaktiman. That is right. Like our Superman. You have Superman, but Batman. Then what you have? Spider-Man. Long time we had Hanuman. He's more powerful than anyone of them. You have Shaktiman also. It is said, according to the Shaiva tradition, that these together, there is Prakriti and Purusha, put together is Paramatma. The inseparable, unmanifest, inconceivable, formless presence is Paramatma. And they split. When they split, they take different forms. So this is the concept of Shaiva tradition. Together they are as a single unit. Paramatma, when they separate themselves as though they take different forms. This is the Shaiva tradition, and they worship Shiva and Shakti as two powers. Whereas in Vaishnava tradition, Brahman is independent of everything, and his complete manifestation is Krishna. Purna Brahma. Purna Brahma means the entire nature of Brahman is found in Krishna. So therefore, Krishna is inherently having both the power and prosperity, which is independently said to be the powers of Shakti. He has it, and Brahmatvam also. That's why in Gita you will say that I am the Adhyaksha of Prakriti. Maya Adhyakshena Prakritihi Suyate Sacharacharam Hetunanena Kaunteya Jagat Viparivartate. That's what he says in Gita. Maya Adhyakshena, by my own supervision alone, Prakritihi, the power of creation, Suyate, brings about Sacharacharam, both animate and inanimate objects in this world. Hetuna anena, due to this very cause, he kaunteya, jagat viparivartate, the world is functioning. So that is Krishna includes both of them. And he is a physical manifestation of Brahman. So this is how Vaishnava tradition believes in that. So who is Krishna according to Devi Bhagavatam also? Sachatma saparam brahma Krishna iti abhidhiyate. He is Atma and Param Brahma also, and they split the word Krishna into two, Krish and Na. This you might not have heard anywhere else because it is found in Devi Bhagavatam. Krishistad bhakti vachano nascha tadhasya vachakaha. Krish means bhakti, Na means one who gives. One who is the giver of bhakti is called Krishna. Interesting thing is, in Bhagavatam, Bhagavat Purana, you will not find the word Radha or Radhika. Radhika is one of the Gopikas. So there is no elaborate description about Radha at all. So then who is Radha? Radha is Bhakti in the form. Krishna Bhakti Reva Radha. Radha is nothing but the manifestation of devotion to God. That is called Radha. Our Gurudev used to say, when our mind is towards the world and the mind runs out into the world, it is called Dara. Dara means, Dara means a flow. Ajyadara, Jaladara. And Dara means a flow. And flow is always from the higher level to the lower level. A river which is flowing, river always flows down towards the ocean. Ocean is on the lowest level and river can be there, or even stream or the mountain water or anything, or falls, everything is coming down. So in the same way, our mind easily falls towards the objects. So that is called Dhara. But the same mind, when it reverses and goes towards the higher, is called Radha. So Radha is devotion to something higher than you. And that is why Radha is a symbolic representation of Bhakti Pravaha, which is towards the higher nature of yourself. So here, Krish means the very nature of devotion, and the Na word means one who is the giver. So for Bhakti Dasya Pradadaya Sacha Krishna Prakirtitaha. He who is the giver of Bhakti Dasya Pradata. He, the one who gives the bhakti, is for Krishna. And another meaning he gives for Krishna is Krishista Sarva Vachanaha Nakaru Bijamevacha. Krish means all words, and Na is the Bijam, the very root or the very seed of all words. So that is why Krishna, Sakrishna Sarva Srishtadau Sisrukshan Eka Ekvacha Srishti Unmukastadam Shena Kalena Prerita Prabhu Swechamaya swechaya cha dvidarupo babuvaha. In the beginning of Srishti, he was all by himself. Nobody was there before. In Bhagavata, there are 4 verses which are considered as Chatur Sutri Bhagavatam. In the 4 verses, he explains entire Bhagavatam and why you should read that. In the first line, he says, Ahame vasame vagre nanyat sat sadasat param. Ahameva asam agre. I alone was there. Think about Bhagavan Krishna all by himself. Nobody was there. You might have seen in the pictures, there's an olive leaf. In that Krishna, all by himself, little Krishna, and putting his thumb into the mouth. You've seen that? Nowadays, small children also try to do that. Huh? Alalaya. Alayalai Krishna. So, Alayalai means the leaf of the banyan tree in which he is all by himself. And what does he do? He gets bored. So he takes the thumb and starts tasting. So that Krishna, he says, Ahameva sameva gri nanyat kinchit sadasat param. I do not have any sat or asat. Karya and Karana, none of them was there. I was all by myself. Paschadaham yadedacha. After the creation came, or after the entire manifestation, Paschadaham yadedacha. Whatever is there is also me only. Paschadaham yadedacha. Yo vasishye sate so sobhyaham. And finally, when everything merges, what remains? That is also me. In the beginning, I was alone. And when the creation comes, I am everything. And when the creation ends, I'm by myself, all alone. So what does it mean? He knows the Srishti, he knows the Sthiti, and he knows the Samhar. That's why Bhagavan says in Bhagavad-Gita, says, Vedaham samadgitani vartamanani cha Arjuna bhavishyani cha bhutani mam tu vedana kaschana. I know the past of all beings. I know the present condition of all beings. I know the end of all beings. Nobody knows me. Until I tell, nobody knows me. Until I tell you about myself, nobody would know who I am. Vedaham samadgitani vartamanani cha Arjuna bhavishyani cha bhutani mam tu vedana kaschana. Nobody else knows me. So therefore, he is the one. Swa icchamaya swa ichchayahi dvidarupo babuvaha. He himself became 2 first. Krishna swa ichchaya, by his own being, his own desire, dvidarupa. 2 forms he became. Stri rupo vamabhagamscha dakshinamcha puman smrtaha. On the left side, he became Stri, and the right side became Purusha. And that is how Vaishnava tradition says Brahman itself has become both Stri and Purusha. Well, left side is Stri and right side is the Purusha. That's why when you are before marriage, so they have that, you have to sit on one side and then you turn to become on the other side, right? I do not know. I know many of the before marriage you are on the left side. After the Mangalya Dharan is over, the lady is supposed to sit on the right because she's always right. Before that you can left also, but she can be left. But after marriage, she is right. You can't do anything about it. But why right? Because any of the Vedic karmas or any Punya karma you do with the right hand, and she's there to support it. If she's in the other side, how will she, come and, it's hard. So when you are doing any of the puja or any of the things, the Bharya should be on the right side so that she can participate in that. Also, when you are doing the Namaskar to Bhagavan Sri Rama, Lakshmana. So you see the way they are praised. Lakshmana, Rama and Sita. Right? So when you are doing namaskar to the Ram Parivar, you must keep the wife on the right side. Because she is worshipping Sita. And you are doing to Rama and Lakshmana. If you put the other way around, you are doing namaskar to Sita and she is doing Rama Lakshmana, which is not correct. Yes, but the interesting thing is, if you go to Balaji, Bhudevi is on the other side. You seen that? Huh? Anywhere you go to, if you go to Tirupati, you will find that the Devi is on the right side, of his right side. So when you are worshipping Balaji, you should have, the men should have her on the left side. So that is the only difference. Otherwise, all deities will have the deity will be on the left. I mean, the Shiva is there, Parvati on the left. So when you are worshipping, she should, because opposite, no? Mirror image. When you are worshipping, your wife should be on the right. So anyway, so this is why, because left side is Vama Bhaga is Tri Rupo Vama Bhagamsa Dakshinam Puman. Now that is the reason why this Bhagavati is again understand Bhagavataha Patni Bhagavati, meaning Bhagavad-Gita also is none other than Bhagavan's manifestation itself in this Tri Rupa. That's why Ambatvam Anusantatami Bhagavad-Gita. That's how we chant that. We worship you as Amba, or the mother, who is the giver of the message of Krishna, who are transmitting to the world the message of Krishna. Therefore, it's called Bhagavataha Gita, the song of the Lord. Interesting thing is, only in the Indian movies you'll see, even when you're tragedy scene, they will sing. Not only when they are in a good mood, in the bad mood also they sing. The singing is there continuously. So Bhagavad Gita is when Arjuna is really in trouble. Bhagavan singing. Singing is, the Gita, the singing is the easiest way to remember the thoughts. All our scriptures are in the poetic form. Vedas are also, many portions are in a poetic meter. Especially all the stotrams are all in poetry form. All the Bhagavad Gita is in poetry form. All of them, because it is easy for us to remember when it is in a particular meter. Now, so we'll go to the next one. Kurukshetre-Upadishtaayai Namah. This Bhagavad Gita was given to us at Kurukshetra. Because the first verse is what? Dharmakshetre Kurukshetre Samaveta Yuyutsavaha Mamaka Pandavaschaiva Kimakurvata Sanjaya. Sanjaya was asked, what happened in the Kurukshetra? Now, the greatest dynasty in the Hindu land, in Bharata land, is Bharata Vamsha. So that is why it got the name Bharat. Bharat is not a new name. It is actually there in the constitution. India/Bharat is what is given there. So the change is not something which, newly introduced by somebody. It is already there. So in the Adi Parva of Mahabharata, there is a mention about the Bharata Vamsha. And it so happened at that point, the Bharata Vamsha was defeated by some very strong enemies from the outside. So, Samvarana is the king at that time who belonged to the Bharata Vamsha, and he ran away from his original land, which was conquered by the enemies, and he remained in a river at the river bank known as Sindh. The Sindhis are now happy about this. Sindh river is where he was staying. He was ousted or taken away from his land, so he was having his own set of people and he was remaining there. So Vasishtha Rishi came there, and then to ask them, they all asked him to bless the king as well as all others. So he created a land out of his own power for them to rule. And for then that Samvarana, that king, started to rule the particular place which was given to them by Vasishta, and he got the son whose name was Kuru. Kuru was the name. Rajatvetam praja sarva dharmajna iti vavrire tasya namna bhikyatam prithivyam kurujajalam. So that place thereafter became known as Kurukshetra, because that the person, that boy, the young king born out of Samvarna, he became a man of great dharma, man of righteousness. Therefore, that Kurukshetra is Dharmakshetra. That is what is mentioned by Dhritarashtra, saying Kurukshetre, Dharmakshetre, Kurukshetre. Interesting analogy, interesting analysis is the word dharma is mentioned right at the beginning of Bhagavad-Gita, right? Dharma Kshetra. The last verse of Bhagavad-Gita is dharma. Dharma is the last word. So which means what? Entire Bhagavad-Gita is about dharma. So it is also considered as Dharma Shastra. Not only it is called Brahma Vidya Shastra or Jnana Shastra or Yoga Shastra, it is also Dharma Shastra. So here, last verse is, last word in the Bhagavad Gita is Mama. The last word in Gita is Mama, because it says, Yatra Yogeshwara Krishno, Yatra Partho Dhanurdaraha, Yatra Sri Vijayo Bhutihi, Dhruvanitir Matir Mama. Which means what? The entire Gita is about Mama Dharma. So Dharma, what is the Dharma which I have to follow? So that is the idea behind to call that as a Dharma Shastra. So this Kurukshetra Satapasa Punyam Chakre Mahatapaha. So in that very place is where the great Dharma was maintained by this son of Samvarana known as Kuru, and that is why all those descendants are known as Kuru. In fact, Pandavas are also Kauravas because they belong to Kuru dynasty. To distinguish them from outside as the people who attacked on the Kurus, therefore they are considered as Pandavas. Otherwise, the entire dynasty is only Kauravas. So it is not that Pandavas are not Kauravas. Pandavas are also Kauravas. But because to distinguish them from Duryodhana, the Pradeya. So Kuru's son was Pradeepa. And Pradeepasya Trayaputraha Jajnire Bharadarshava. Then the Pradeepa had got three sons, Devapihi, Shantanu, and Bahvali. These are the three sons. Out of which Devapi, he became a sannyasin or a renunciate, and he went into the forest. Devapischa Prabhavaraja Tesham Dharma Hidepsaya, with the intention to follow the Dharma of the final Dharma, which is Moksha. He went there. Shantanus Samahim Leve. The second son took the kingdom, which is Shantanu. And Bahlikascha Maharataha, and other portion was taken by the other brother. Now Shantanu became the important part of the Kurukshetra. And then, as you know, further down the line, Shantanu's son was none other than Bhishma. And then yesterday I talked to you about that part. So this way, the most important point is Dharmakshetre. That is the why it is called Kurukshetre Dharmakshetre-Upadishtaayai Namah. The one which was taught at the Kurukshetra, which is meant for Dharma. Now, when we talk about Dharma, Gurudev has explained Dharma is the nature of anything is called Dharma. Like, for example, if you say sugar, And sugar without sweet is not sugar. Especially as Gujaratis, a dal without sugar, not dal at all. कहाँ पे डालेंगे? दाल में डालना है ना. So or if you ask a Keralite, without coconut there is no life. Coconut is life. Without coconut they cannot cook. So likewise, I am just giving a joke here, but a nature of a thing in the absence of which it doesn't exist. This is how Gurudev explains. Like if you say sun without a light, can you call it a sun? The sun means nothing but brightness. Without that, sun does not have existence. In the same way, who are you? Without whom you are not, or without which you are not. That is your dharma. What do you say that as? What is you without which you are not? Life is not jivanam. But that aspect, what is jivan? What is life? We usually take it for granted. Jivan as what we know as the physical body. Because that is what others see it as. If a person is alive, then you say he is a human. If the man is not alive or a person is not alive, then what is he? Or he cannot call it that as he. It. Because he becomes it. Isn't it? Yavat pavano nivasati dehe tavat pruchati kushalam gehe gatavati vayo deha paye bharya bipyati tasmin kaye. So long as the pavana, the life is there in you, then everybody will ask you, how are you, etc. When that is gone, you are a dead matter. So let us say you are sitting with someone in a train or a bus, right? The flight, let us say, the flight is better. So flight is taken off and it's going, and then that person was sleeping and you are just reading a book. And after some time you realize that person is dead. The moment you realize that person is not living, what will be in your mind? Fear. Right or not? Hello, how are you? Will you talk to that person anymore? Will you even ready to sit with that person? Tell me. Why not? What is that fear that comes to you the moment you know the absence of it? See how precious that is, in the absence of which you are afraid. So why we have fear of death? Because once this, what I am as me, is no more, who am I? Am I absence? So this is the reason why we are not afraid of death. We are afraid of what is after death. Because there is unknown. I don't know. That is one thing. Other fear is fear of losing what we have been used to. Our beloved and everything. Our things and beings and friends and other family. They are not going to be there with me. Therefore, I am afraid. That's one aspect of it. But what we are most afraid is, who am I without what I think presently as I am? So that is, what is that which you call it as you? That is your supreme dharma, Swarupa dharma. Then Bhagavan in the Gita, what he does is, he starts with that only. When he is asking this question, Arjuna asked this question, Aham dharma sammudaha. I am confused about my dharma. Yashreyastan nishchitam bruhi. What is that which I need to know? Please teach me that first. Bhagavan does not talk about his duties in the world first. First, he speaks about who are you. First, understand that. What is your supreme dharma? What is your swarupa? Avinashita tadvitti yena sarvamidam tadam Vinasham abhyayasyasya na kaschit kartum arhati. You are Avinashi, Arjun. Nobody can destroy you. That is what you are. Immortal presence is what you are. That is your Parama Dharma, Shrestha Dharma, Swarupa Dharma. Realize that. And to help you realize that is your worldly duties. You do your duty as a Kshatriya, as a Brahmana, as a Vaishya, as a Shudra, whatever be your nature of things that you need to do it, but only with an aim to reach the understanding of who really you are. It may take many lives also, but start. We always postpone, agle janam mein dekhenge, abhi to buddha ho gaya hu. We always postpone to the next life. That's what you did last time in life also. When you start the process, when you always postpone it, it will never happen. Kal dekhenge. It is like many, in Indian shops you go, not here, in India, they will be put a board there. Cash today, credit tomorrow. Meaning if you want to buy anything, you give me cash today. About credit, tomorrow we'll talk about. Nowadays they don't do because they want credit card, They want credit today, cash tomorrow only. Otherwise they can't sell anything. So we always postpone what is difficult to us tomorrow. Is it not true? Children also, what is easy we'll do today. What is difficult tomorrow? No. What is difficult you do today. And what you can easily do, we can do anytime. So this marga towards understanding our Swarupa is what is taught by Bhagavad-Gita. And where? In the Kurukshetra, which is Dharmakshetra. So Dharmakshetre, Kurukshetre. So that is the reason why Kurukshetre-Upadishtaayai Namah. What is taught in that abode of Dharma is Dharma. And what is the first thing Dharma is talked about? That is a Swarupa Dharma, Shrestha Dharma, the highest Dharma first. Once you know that this thought which I am not, I need to know this. To prepare you for that is Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Dhyana Yoga, Jnana Yoga, all that. To prepare you for that. So that is how Bhagavad-Gita has given us the infinite, everlasting, eternal Dharma, Sanatana Dharma. So that is why we worship her as the mother. The mother is the first teacher of anybody. So that mother, Bhagavad-Gita, we have great, we should have great respect, adoration, love and reverence. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah, Sarve Santu Niramayah, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu, Ma Kaschit Dukkhavat Bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.